Hi, welcome back to my channel. So today I'm just going to be packing up the 75 soap bars that I made for my church and just kind of chit-chatting with you guys. So this is a different type of video, but allows you to get to know my personality a little bit and kind of help me brainstorm how to pack up these soap bars. So I have all the soap bars over here. This is one of them. So I'm going to be cleaning these up, just kind of trimming the ends. And then the goal is to put them, so I have these cellophane bags. These I already had. I think these are 4x6, but I don't have enough of them. There's only like 40 of these, and I needed 75. So I went on Amazon and I ordered more, but I ordered 3x4. These are smaller, 200 of them. Hopefully these work, which I think they will because they're small soap bars. So I'm probably still going to go back to Amazon and order the 4x6 because I like that size. But for now, I'll do the 3x, this is 3x4. And I'll put a link in the description if you want to order these silicone bags. But this is how the 3x4 looks. So that's that. And then this is the 4x6s that I have. So 4x6 is probably going to be a little more versatile because I think like I have like my smaller soap bars. I think they fit perfectly actually in like the 4x6. So let's see. But this is for like people who oh, I done ripped the bag out. Maybe it don't fit. Well, maybe I gotta do it this way. So it fits the long way, but I think like I remember them fitting because maybe this one's just a little bit too big. Because I put like my little miniature Christmas bars. Yep, there it is. You just gotta work with it. So it fits. Put that there. But this is how the soap bars, little small ones, look in the 4x6. So I feel like there's a lot of extra room. And so what I'm planning to do is fold them over. They have a self adhesive label right there. You just peel it off and it sticks. But I'm thinking about doing like something where I fold them over, stick them, and then attach a business card to them. I think that's a good idea, right? I think that's a good idea. So I have these business cards, but then it's like the other issue I have is that I need to put ingredients. So what I may do is print these business cards again, but on the back, instead of having like my Instagram and my YouTube, I'm going to put the ingredients. So that's what I'll do. But this is a card that I designed on Canva. This is just like the information that I put on it. Yeah. And then I have them in color and black and white. So the color ones I printed. I think they're so cute. So these are the color ones. Focus. Yeah. So these are the color ones. No, I'm out of focus. Okay. This is how it looks on the back. But the problem with these is that for my website, you can't see it, but I put .com and it's supposed to be .net. So I printed all these at home, so obviously I can just reprint them. But I wanted to do some black and white because color ink is expensive. This is the soap mold that I used to make the 75 bars. I think I put this on my in the last video. I got these from Amazon. And then I made for with the leftover batter, I made even smaller ones with these, which I got these silicone molds from Michaels, but to be honest, I am not really a fan of them. It was hard to get the soap bars out. I mean, I think I did something like that when I took them out, but they didn't come out as clean. Even with this one too, they didn't come out as clean as I would like them to come out. So, but they worked for the thing, for the task. So I'm just using a tomato peeler. This is the silicone mold that I use when I do my soap making class. So I'm just gonna put the extra bits of the soap after I peel them. And here, maybe I'll make a confetti soap. I always say that I will, and I never do. I've never made a confetti soap, y'all. So what I've done is with the straps that I did have, I just I put them in soap saver bags and added them with like other pieces of soap. So like, see, this one needs to be cleaned up. It has all that extra soap. So I'm just gonna be cleaning that off. And it's a light smell because like the fragrance that I use for this is called, it's Brambleberries Bergamot Black Tea. And if you go to their website, it's out of stock. And it's been out of stock for about a month now, over a month. Because actually, that was the thing when I went to, I made these soap bars like a month ago. And when I went to make them, I realized that I was low on bergamot black tea. So I was like, okay, well, let me order it. I'll make some with the bergamot black tea that I have, and then I'll make the rest when it comes. And then I was just going to try to put it on rush shipping so I can get it in a decent time so I can have enough time for it to cure and right before, Father's Day so I can hand them out. But it was out of stock. So, and it's been out of stock. I don't know because I use my activated soap bar. That's the fragrance that I use, and it's more catered towards men. So hopefully they have it in stock soon so I can make more. Oh, I should have opened this before I put these gloves on. So I'm gonna trim them and then put them in these bags. Let's see. Actually, I may have to take one of these gloves off. It's hard to like do things in these. All right, so I trimmed one. So let's open this. Let's put this soap bar. Ooh, this is a tight fit. Okay, it's not horrible. So that's how it would go. And let's see, does this business card work with this? I guess it's not bad, right? I think that'll work. So that's what I'll do. I'll do the business cards like that. I'll just staple them to the bag. Like I said, the ingredients will be on the back. So that's what I'll do. So let's chit chat because we can. So I started an Etsy shop. Hopefully you saw it on like my community tab. Put this craft paper to help me out here. So yeah, I started an Etsy shop. And it was more so because like business sales have been very low on my website. I think I've told this story before, but like when I first started, I just had my website, which is through a big cartel. And for some odd reason, I thought that like I was just going to release a website and everybody was going to come flocking to my website, and that's just not what happened. And I didn't want to do Etsy. I had an Etsy shop even when I first started. I had an Etsy shop, and I put a few things up there, but not a lot because I wasn't really taking Etsy seriously, and I didn't want. Honestly, I just didn't want to have to pay Etsy like all the fees that they have, and I wanted people to just go directly to my website. So I kind of forewent doing the whole Etsy route. So when my listings expired, I was just like, whatever. And I never made a sale. I never promoted anything. Like I never even listed the link to my Etsy shop on anything. So it was literally like just a shop, just to have a shop. But it's like I've come to the conclusion that, when things aren't going the way that you want them to go, you have to pivot, you have to change. So I decided to not get, because I already had the Etsy shop, but to restart the Etsy shop to see if that helps me increase in sales. Because like I was looking at some of the other soap makers that I follow, and Etsy puts up there how many sales that you've had. And I was like, looking at some of these people, 500 sales, 800 sales, 1,000 sales. And I'm like, some of these soapers started before me, some of them started after me, and they all have more sales than I do. Because on my website, I think when I logged into Big Cartel, it's like 90 orders that I've had. And I've been on Big Cartel since December of 2022. So 90 soap orders over the course of 3 years. You know, that's not good, guys. It's not good at all. So, I mean, it doesn't include subscriptions. Does it? Actually, yeah, it does include subscriptions. So, because I do have, 3 faithful subscribers. So, thank you guys. So, yeah, it does include that. It doesn't include sales that I make at farmers markets. So, I got that. But even still, when, I add the sales that I make from farmers markets, um, and like just craft events in general, it ain't 500 sales. So I say, well, maybe I need to like give Etsy a try. I did start running ads on Etsy, which I don't really think I'm paying too much because no one's really clicking on them. So that tells me that I need to either change my price or change my photos, make them a little more appealing. So that's something I will be looking into in the near future. Because I created a digital product on Etsy and I wanted that to be like my main cash flow for Etsy because it's easier. I just make one thing and then it just keeps selling. It's like the gift that keeps on giving. So that's what I want to do. I think these are so cute, like how tiny they are. Like the perfect like hand size. So I created one digital product up there. I'm gonna add some more when I get a chance to make them. And hopefully I want those to really start kicking off. And then I'm gonna do bundle sales because for those who follow, they already know that I have my soap in antique shops in the Melbourne area, 2 of them. And what I've noticed is that my hemp oils sell a lot at those stores, but also my soap bundles. So not just like the individual soap, but like the sets of 3. So I said, you know what? I'm going to do that on Etsy because this whole like individual one sale, for what Etsy costs, I don't really think it's worth it financially. So I just want to do the bundles. Plus, they look good for gifts. So I think when people do buy them, they're buying them as a gift as opposed to just like an individual soap bar to use for themselves. Plus, there's like a lot of soapers out there. So I don't see a lot of them like when you go to their website having like the gift boxes. So I think that's a way that I can sort of stand out. So like, yeah, you can go and buy the individual soap, but you can buy the gift box and be done. And of course you get the soap kind of discounted because it's in a gift box. So that's what I'll be selling on Etsy. So the digital products and then the gift shop. I also have another website which is through PayHip. It's www.artisan, so artisanss.com. There it is, I believe. Hopefully you can see that. Artisans.com. I have digital products on that one too. And my main one on that one is my free soap making course. So go check it out if you have not. I do offer a truly free soap making class. It's making soap with 5 ingredients. So it's very basic, very user beginner friendly. So go check that out. And I've been using that as a lead magnet. The problem is that I've gotten a lot of signups for it. Thousands of people have viewed it, signed up. I think there may be like 300 or so enrolled in it right now. And so when you sign up for that class, you get the option of purchasing like my Handcrafter's Toolkit, which is a digital product that I have on Etsy, or my online soap making class. Not online, but my live soap making class where you and I make soap on live together so I can see what you're doing, kind of like troubleshoot with you. And like, as far as I've searched on these internet streets, there is no other soaper doing that. I am, from what I can see, the only one that is doing a live soap making class where it's almost like in person, but over Zoom, or I guess in my case over Google Meets, because I I can appreciate the fact that everybody's not going to be near where I am to do it live, or near, where any other soaper is to do it live. And sometimes when you're going through that process, like of making soap for the first time or second time, just when you're a beginner, it would be nice to be able to kind of do it sort of side by side with an experienced soaper and ask questions as you go. So, that was one of the reasons why I started it, because I know that everybody can't physically be where I am. So I have my in-person classes, and I have my live soap making class. There was supposed to be a live soap making class today, but no one signed up for it, so we did not have it. But that's my goal, is to really start promoting that so I can get more people into that class. Excuse my kids. They don't care that I'm recording a video. So if they are loud, excuse them. There's one crying. I don't know if you heard that. Always crying for nothing. One of them just walked in the room and she left the door open. So I'll be right back. Let me go close that door. Okay, I'm back. And I feel like it's gonna take me forever, y'all. So I'm not gonna have this video rolling the entire time that I'm doing this, because I've only gotten 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 bars packaged. 13. And I have 75 total. So this will take a minute. And I have to get it done because today is Sunday. And I told my church secretary that I have it for her on Monday, which is tomorrow. She actually called me this past Wednesday and was like, "Hey, where's the soap?" And I'm like, "I thought we agreed to, Monday, the week of Father's Day." So she's like, "Oh yeah, I forgot." I think she was just calling to make sure I had it done. And I did. I just haven't had it packaged. So that's what I told her. I was like, "It's not packaged, but it's done. And you will get it Monday morning." So that's what we're going to do. We're going to make sure she gets this on Monday morning. So that's what I'm doing. I'm packing it. But anyways, back to my online class. So you can sign up for my online class. I always leave a link to it in the description. And we'll be able to make soap live. Not necessarily one-on-one, because I want to open it up to 4 to 5 people at a time, but still it's very close-knit. It'll just be us, the 4 or 5 of us, and they get the option to ask questions just like you do. So I think it will be nice once the masses of the internet find out, because I'm literally the only one. I'm telling you. And if there is someone else, link them in the comments so I can go check out how they're doing, because I haven't heard of anyone else doing that. And I think it's such a great benefit to be able to do that. Because I remember I'm self-taught with soap making. So I watched a lot of royalty soap videos. But honestly, the main contributor to teaching me how to make soap, whether she knows it or not, is Tanya with Lovely Greens. And this one's so pretty. Look at that, perfect swirl, and it's so smooth. I love it. So Tanya Green with Lovely, no, her last name isn't Green. I don't know what her last name is, but her channel or her blog is called Lovely Greens, and they are lovely. I actually purchased her soap making course for $50, by the way. And the reason why, because I was like, I would never pay $50 for a soap making, an actual course. No. I've seen some for $27 and $19, and I think those are legitimate. But again, why purchase those when you can have my free one? So yeah, I purchased it because she had a deal going where it was I think they called it a homestead package. So it wasn't just her, it was 5 other creators. And so she had all her soap making stuff up there, but then there were some who had all their gardening stuff up there, and healthy living, how to use essential oils for household cleaning. There were different creators and different things that were there. I mean, the soap making class was the main purpose, because I wanted to see what Tanya was doing, because I know what she's doing for free. So I was like, well, let me see what she's doing when you pay her. And she never fails. It was great. I think she sells the course by itself for $50, but like I said, they were running this bundle deal where you get the course plus all of the other creators that she was working with. You get all their stuff. And I figure, one day I do want to start gardening full time. We have a garden. The hurricane has destroyed a lot of our crops, and we haven't been able to get back out there and replant them and just, clean up the area. But we do have a garden, so I figured it'll be good to have that because you get lifetime access to everything. So I figured it'll be good to have that for when I am serious about getting back to gardening. So I have that. I've only actually watched the soap making class because I just wanted to see what she had, and that was recent. Like I purchased that this year. Even after I was an experienced soap maker. And I kind of used her course as guidance on my course because when I first launched my course, there was only maybe like 4 or 5 modules. So once I purchased hers and I saw what she had, I said, okay, let me add these things into mine. So for example, like she had a section where she talked about curing. So excuse me, I added a section in mine about curing. I think I just had like a printout sheet before, but after watching her, I was like, well, no, maybe I should like kind of discuss it. So that's what I did. So she was very inspirational in that. And I think it would have been nice if I could have like asked her questions. She does have a YouTube channel, but at the time I was following her, and even still now, I don't think she's very active on it. She's really, I guess, big with her blogs. Like if you go to her blog, there's heavy advertisements on her blog, a lot of them. And then of course she has links to all the things that she talks about. So, I'm figuring that's the way she makes her money off of that, which is cool. I ain't mad at her. I even tried to get into the blog world myself. I did 2 blogs. Actually, I did 1 blog. One of them was a test. But I don't think anybody has checked out that blog. So, yeah, I don't think it's going too well. But yeah, I tried that. So she was very like instrumental in teaching me, even though she and I have never actually physically met or spoken. I think I've left her like a comment or two on her blog, and I think she responded. I don't remember. Or maybe I just looked at other questions that were left for her. I'm not too sure. But it would have been nice to actually talk to her while I was going through the process because I remember one of the reasons why I decided to start with her recipe. I did one of her. My first few recipes was one of hers, which is her eco-friendly soap recipe. So that was my first one, and then I also did Brambleberries Old Faithful with a Twist. I did that one, and then there was another one like Make Me Buzz or something. They had a soap making recipe, which I would not recommend. It was the worst. Like the soap was all slimy. And I followed directions, y'all. I followed directions with all of them because I was, brand new. So ain't no bending corners. And it just wasn't a good recipe at all. And then My Heart's Content. I love her too. She has a recipe called what does she call it? The best soap making, cold processed soap making recipe. And it's like, listen, I don't want to give no titles to nobody, but the title speaks for itself. Like, it's a really, really good recipe. I was kind of hesitant to do it because there were more oils and butters than I would normally do or use. Like normally, like my main recipe is just 5 oils and butters. I think this one was like 7 or 8, and it included like avocado oil, and I was like, avocado oil is a luxury, ma'am. Like this is too much. But I tried it, and it did not fail. Hint: if you want to try it on a soap bar that I have, then check out my Simply You soap bar because I'm not going to even front. That's the recipe that I use for that specific bar because I wanted to make sure it was like bubbly and nice since it's unscented. And I'm telling you, that soap bar is good at any stage. I always tell people soap is like wine. It gets better over time. So it gets more bubbles over time. It gets harder over time. Get it together, girl. But this soap recipe that she has is best cold process. I think it's called the best cold process beginner soap recipe. Like I say, the title of it speaks for itself. It is nice and bubbly at any stage, and like I say, soap does get better over time, and that soap bar goes from being great to better and better and best. And listen, I ain't gonna give out no titles, but she ain't lying. She definitely is not lying. So check it out. I really like that. Then there was a few other ones. My oily house that I tried. She had like a baby one with jojoba oil. I wasn't really a fan of it. Like the recipe worked well, but I wasn't a fan of like the finished product. So most of my soap making training came from Tanya with Lovely Greens, and I watched a few of the Royalty. I think she called it the Royalty Academy. Katie with Royalty Soaps, and these videos are like 12 years old or something. Like they're old. And then they were like 5 or 6 years old when I was watching them. So she does a really good job explaining them, and of course, like she has that bubbly personality, so you just like to watch her and support her just because of that. But yeah. So why was I even going with this? It's because the soap making, the live soap making class, that was sort of the inspiration. That like I wish I had someone that I could talk to while I was going through this process. So it gives you the opportunity to do that. So once these algorithms decide to push a video out, hopefully it pushes out one that discusses that and I get more people in. So I'm gonna finish cleaning up these soap bars, which like I said, it's gonna take, I wanna say a minute, but I'm not like sarcastic, like not a real minute, but like several minutes. So I'm gonna do that, and then when I come back, I'll let you guys see the finished product because my kids are doing the absolute most right now. So I'll be back when I'm done with the labels as well as packaging and cleaning up all the bars.